off with a bang already. Today I'm interviewing my friend Amanda Wakut, AKA Peachy Queen Fitness, from right here in Cleveland, Ohio. She's a pretty awesome chick, pretty strong chick. We're gonna have a really good conversation. I think I'm gonna get to know her a little bit better because I don't really know too much about her background and everything. So I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, we'll do our quick ad read real quick. Today's the sponsor of today's show is Daybreak Enterprises. Daybreak Enterprises is headquartered right here in sunny Cleveland, Ohio. Daybreak is a custom apparel company specializing in screen printing, embroidery, digital printing, and custom tie-dyed apparel. From beer league softball jerseys, event apparel, to large corporate accounts, Daybreak has solutions for everybody. Are you, are you or your organization interested in getting some new apparel made? Head over to Daybreak Enterprises, OH.com today to browse their portfolio and get inspiration for your next project. Again, that's Daybreak Enterprises, OH.com to get started on your next custom apparel project. All right, so today, I'm just gonna, I've known Amanda, like, we've talked like a little bit over the last few years since I joined Old School Iron Gym about, what would it be, like 3 or 4 years ago. And I kind of knew her from a distance. I knew she was a trainer there. I knew she was really strong. I knew she was really jacked. Probably stronger than me for sure. Uh, but yeah, so and yeah, anytime I did talk to Amanda, she was always super nice to me, and I always admired how she interacted with her clients and stuff like that. I could tell that she was like a really good coach that cared a lot about what she was doing. And yeah, so let's just kind of get right into it, Amanda. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your upbringing and yeah, just kind of how it all started for you as far as growing up and whatnot.
Wait, I'm sorry, you froze. Okay. Can you repeat that?
Oh, yeah, oh no, it's okay. Did you said that like the whole video and audio both froze a little bit?
Yeah. I think
Is it?
if you just ask me a question, I can hear the first part.
Oh yeah, I just said if you want to tell us a little bit about your upbringing.
Like where I'm from?
Yeah, like where you're from and where'd you go to school growing up and stuff like that.
So I was born in Cleveland. I grew up in Old Brooklyn. I went to St. Leo's, kindergarten through eighth grade. Then I played basketball and volleyball there. Um, I moved to Parma when I was a teenager. I went to Normandy High School. I mainly played basketball. I played volleyball a few years. Um, I was on the track team for a little bit, mainly because I wanted to be able to leave school early for the track meets. So I
Yeah.
threw shot put
Nice.
and because I didn't have to run. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I mean, then from there, I went to a bunch of different colleges,
Yeah.
no degree, but hey, whatever, just a lot of debt. But
Yeah.
I went to my first college was in Michigan. I went to Northwood. It's in Midland, Michigan. I played basketball there.
Oh, cool.
Um, yeah, the main sport was basketball for me.
Yeah, you're definitely a
Then
little
from there, I moved back.
okay.
What?
No, oh, sorry. No, I was just saying you're definitely taller, so I could see you being like a really good basketball player and volleyball player. I kind of thought maybe you did play those
Yeah,
sports.
yeah. Um, from there, I moved back to Cleveland. In high school, I was in culinary school too, as a vocational. Um, Mainly because me and my friends, we just wanted to eat, so that's what we
Yeah.
did. But then when I moved back to Cleveland, I went to Tri-C and I was in the culinary program for like a quarter, I think, and then I transferred down to a culinary school down in Miami, Florida. So I went there for like 2 years. I was 19 when I moved down there. I lived down there on my own for like a year. And then I moved back up here because I didn't want to do that anymore. And then once I came back up here, I went to another school to be a vet tech. So I worked in an animal hospital for like a year.
Sweet.
And then yeah. Um and then I had a kid. And then I became a trainer. And here I am,
N-
4 years later.
Nice. Yeah, so how old is your little guy? I always see pictures of him online. He seems like a lot of fun.
He is. He's crazy. He's 6.
Yeah. Well, good for you. That's awesome. Now,
6.
what's that?
Sorry, I just laughed. No, it's a little kid joke you wouldn't understand.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
So when did you first it sounds like maybe that's when you kind of started getting like into like lifting weights and whatnot. Like did you get into powerlifting right away, or were you kind of focused on like bodybuilding?
So I always worked out like my whole life. Nothing I was always at the gym, but was never following a program. I was just kind of in there doing whatever. I was kind of strong, kind of just like whatever.
Yeah.
Um I didn't really start taking it serious and like following programs until I had my kid. And then after that, um I was like, "Oh, I want to be a bodybuilder." I've always kind of wanted to be a bodybuilder. I just never did it. And then finally I was like, "I'm just going to do it." So then I had an online coach for like a year that lived in California. Um then from there I switched over to Big Mike from OSI, and
Yeah.
I did my
L-
first bodybuilding show.
Mike's a
That was
legend.
November. He is. Um, that was November of 22, I think.
Oh, okay.
And
Cool.
then the powerlifting coach from OSI kept asking me, like bugging me, like, you need to be a powerlifter, you need to be a powerlifter. And I was like, let me do this bodybuilding show and then we could talk after. Then I did like an 8-week prep. I did my first meet. I won best lifter and I did pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say
um,
if you won best lifter, it sounds like you did pretty good.
yeah, I mean, I did all right. That was actually my worst meet if you were counting like the 9 attempts. I think I was like 5,
Oh, okay.
5 for 9. So, but whatever. And then from there, I just stuck with powerlifting for like a year and a half, almost 2 years, something like that. And then I had a strongman coach at the gym that was bugging me like, "Hey, you should do strongman. You should do strongman." And I was like, "Okay, let me just do this one last powerlifting meet and then we'll talk after."
Yeah.
And then I did, and I did like a 10-week prep for a strongman meet, and I won the whole thing. Best lifter, I won every event, qualified for nationals, and then I went to nationals recently back in September of this year, came in 3rd, and I qualified for the Arnold. So now I'm kind of
Wow.
in an off season. I plan on doing the Arnold and get my pro card. I'm in March.
Wow. That's pretty awesome. See, so like I guess my question would be to backtrack just a little bit. So like did you you started like personal training and then have you always been like at OSI as have you is that the only place you've been a trainer at is OSI?
No, so I actually started training people out of my house back when my kid was like 1, I think,
Mhm.
around that age. It was back when COVID was going on. So I was training people. First, I was training people virtually for free on Zoom. Well, and then I had a gym in my basement. And then, okay, I started in the basement and the gyms were closed. So I had people come over and we started that way. Um, and then once I moved, I started working at UFC gym. Now it's the one in Middleburg, but now it's
Yeah.
Crunch. Um, but around that time, I started working with Big Mike. So I would go into OSI for my check-ins for bodybuilding. And then Cindy at the front desk was always like, you should work here, you should work here. But I'm not gonna lie, I was a little intimidated by that gym because I was not a power lifter at the time. And when you walk in that gym, you know it's could be scary
Yeah, totally.
with
Very
all the
intimidating.
with all the heavy. Yeah. So I was a little nervous to go there, but then finally I was like, all right. Because I didn't like working for another gym. Like at UFC gym, I was working for them. At
Yeah.
OSI, you work for yourself. So that was the main reason why I went there. And
Sweet.
that was like
What
3 years ago.
nice. And then did you kind of like brand it Peachy Queen Fitness right away, or did that take like was there like a little bit of time before you did that?
So when I started training people out of my house, I didn't know what to call it. So my LLC was Amanda Wakut Fitness. And it
Yeah.
was that for up until last year. It was Amanda Wakut Fitness. And I didn't really like it because I didn't want it to just be my name. I was like, that's
Yeah.
kind of boring. So I was trying to think of a cool name. And then I was like, oh, Peachy Queen.
Yeah. Totally.
Um, I feel like it's fitting.
Yeah, it's a great
So
name. Yeah. Now, what kind of certs did you have to get any kind of certs when you first started training people, or was there anything you were working on or had your eyes on for certifications?
yeah, so I'm certified through ISSA to be a personal trainer. Um, what is it? Online. I got like these little things here and there, like online training certified, sports nutrition through ISSA, um, glute specialist. These are all like little things that you have to like keep taking to keep your certification
Yeah.
valid.
The glute specialist, that one's
But
important, but
yeah, I mean, Peachy Queen.
yeah. I
Um,
like that.
I think that's so. Oh, and then CPR.
Yeah, that's an important one for sure.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Um,
So, oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
no, that's it.
So that's cool. So you got some certs, you started training people, and then do you kind of feel like did you do you kind of feel like how was it like getting clients at first? Was it challenging, or did you feel like um it wasn't really that difficult for you?
um, it was. I had a pretty steady clientele when I was training people out of my house because obviously my prices were not high. They were
Yeah.
pretty low because it was kind of like I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I just do this. Um, I I mean when I went to UFC gym, they kind of help you get clients because it's really making them money more than you. So I got a lot of clients through them. Once I moved to OSI, I have a few clients that have been with me since UFC gym. Like my one client, Matt, I train him 5 days a week, and he's been with me for 3 years, I think. And it started from UFC gym. Um, a lot of my clients I get through word of mouth and social
Yeah.
media. So
So
yeah.
yeah, and being, being like as strong and accomplished as a lifter and stuff like for you really helps like probably bring people in, and they because they know that obviously you know what you're doing. You don't win strongman competitions and powerlifting competitions on accident, so that definitely helps for sure. So like I know we briefly mentioned like OSI kind of being like a special place, and folks that don't know what OSI stands for, in case we haven't said it, it's Old School Iron Gym in Brook Park, Ohio. And I know you mentioned it being kind of intimidating, and like, I when I first joined, I wasn't necessarily intimidated, but I was very much like, I very much was like, wow, I'm not strong at all. Like, I'm not, yeah, like I'm not big, I'm not strong. And like, it was like, I think I joined that gym 3 years ago. I was about like 205. And then, you know, I bulked up like by at least like 30 pounds over like the course of 3 years and got a lot stronger and a lot bigger. And I definitely attribute that to the culture and I don't know if it's the culture, it's more so the environment and just having like super supportive people everywhere, like even like you and like Billy Constantino, and just everybody is just like supportive, and we're all on the same page, and or most of us are on the same page. And it's just something about the gym. I feel like it's special. Do you kind of feel that same way, that it's like a special place?
Yeah, I do. I feel like it's really motivating to go there too, because there's always someone that's stronger than you or bigger than you, faster than you. And like when you're around people that all have that same goal, it's nice to be there.
Yeah, for sure. And it's almost like a solidarity thing because we all train pretty hard, right? Like, you know, powerlifting
Yeah.
training,
That's the thing.
bodybuilding training.
That's the thing. It's like people are intimidated, but no one really cares about what the other person's doing. They're focused
Yeah.
on what they're doing, so themselves. So I like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think it's a great place. Not only is it like the equipment really good, obviously, but as far as just like the culture, the environment and everything. Even for somebody like me, when I've always been kind of a loner in the gym. Like for years I never talked to anybody really. I always did my own thing. I never had training partners. And then that gym kind of like opened me up more to like the idea of training with people and training partners, and like that really helped take my lifting to the next level because I had an extra set of eyes on what I was doing and like the numbers, and like, and then that helped me get like a lot better with like weight selection and everything like that. So I don't know, it's just a good place. And I think anyone listening, if you're serious about lifting, and like you don't have to be a power lifter or strongman competitor or even a serious bodybuilder, but if you're serious about progressing and getting stronger, I mean, it's a great place in my opinion. So you talked about UFC gym and you've been coaching now. What were some like initial challenges for you when you first started coaching? Like what were some of like the hardest things you were dealing with on a day to day?
Um, I would say trying to figure out my own personal coaching methods with my clients, because there's so many different ways to coach people, and everyone's different. Everyone has different personalities or like things like that. So I think finding a solid way to coach my clients was like the hardest thing when I was first starting, because I've had sorry.
No, you're good. Don't worry about it.
I I've had multiple coaches um for many different reasons. You know, you outgrow coaches just like you outgrow people in real
Yeah.
life. I've learned things that I like, things that I don't like, things that work for me, things that I've tried with my clients that didn't work, just different things like that. So I think establishing yourself as a coach is a big challenge when you first start off.
Yeah. Do you think like did you ever struggle, and I'm sure you might still struggle, but did you ever struggle like approaching each client as a different individual and not like using your same methods on like multiple people. Like for example, sometimes I'm helping my girlfriend Anna, Anna, and I know like I'll apply something that works for me to her lifting, and then it's like, whoa, that's not going to work for her, or that, so it's like I feel like as a coach it would be hard to like approach
Yeah.
each client as an individual and like make sure that you're not like pushing your biases on each client. Is that something you struggle with at all or have to deal with?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I feel like majority of my clients are kind of similar, but there are some that I could tell when they're nervous or like anxious, or even if they're not saying it, there's just certain things, and that's when you have to learn to like be personal with your clients, but not like you don't need to be best friends with them, but I feel like you have to establish some type of relationship with your clients and get to know them.
I think that's a great point because, like, training and exercising and everything, it's kind of vulnerable. You're like putting your body in vulnerable positions and situations, and it is going to get a little bit personal at times. And I think that's a great thing about lifting, though, honestly, is like it kind of helps people. I mean, this might be like obvious, but it helps people do things that they're uncomfortable doing. And um I think as a coach, like it's probably a challenge or whatever to like guide people into doing things that they're a little bit uncomfortable doing. And a good coach is better at it and a bad coach is bad at it. So
Yeah, I feel like for your clients to be successful, you have to make them uncomfortable. So no one likes being uncomfortable. Like, so your client has to be able to trust you and respect you. Because if not, I mean, you could just go get a program off the internet. But like having a good client coach relationship is a big part of coaching.
yeah. And like for me, like squatting has like always been, jeez, naturally like more challenging for me. Whereas like, and then
Yeah.
deadlifting has been like fairly easy for me. Like deadlift training was never hard for me, but squat training has always been a grind. I'm just not built to be a really good squatter. I got long legs, blah blah blah. I also have a lot of excuses, but like, yeah. So it's like yeah, it's always been like a challenge to, okay, like on Monday driving to the gym. Okay, today's a heavy squat training day, and it's like I'm always like mentally prepared to put myself into an uncomfortable situation. And yeah, I think like you said, that's got to be like a huge challenge for coaches is getting people to progressively do things that they're more uncomfortable with without burning them out or scaring them away.
Yeah.
So what sport, as far as like, because you've trained like all the strength sports, right? You've done bodybuilding, powerlifting, strong woman, we'll call it. Um, you even like done track and field where you're like throwing heavy implements and stuff. I'd consider that a strength sport. So what would you say would be like your favorite strength sport, or like the sport that you feel like you fit into most naturally?
Um, I mean, I like all of them. I wish I could train for more than one at a time, but they all kind of
Yeah.
require different things. I My ego likes powerlifting because, there's only 3 lifts and you're just constantly trying to get numbers, numbers, numbers. It's always fun. But I would say strongman because I like to pick up weird heavy stuff and like run around with it or throw it.
Yeah, and
I
you're
don't
an
know. And I just
athlete.
feel like it's better for, yeah.
Yeah, like you're an athlete at your core, you grew up playing sports and, strongman is like very athletic. It's like you said, picking up and carrying and throwing and then you're also mixing in some of the powerlifting stuff too. So it's kind of like it's a
Mhm.
great sport in that sense that people that are that's why I think a lot of former athletes gravitate a lot towards CrossFit because there's a lot of like it's very athletic as far as like the movements are concerned and the competition is concerned and so I think it's cool that to me strongman is basically just a better version of CrossFit in my opinion and it's strongman's great for former athletes because you're not only are you you're like head to head competing next to people, but you're also like scratching that itch to get really strong and lift really heavy weights. And I just think it's really cool.
Yeah.
Do you think like down the road you want to like train people for strongman and stuff like that too? Kind of like mix that into like your training repertoire, whatever people say.
So I actually just got my first strongman client. She'll
Nice.
be competing in Florida in January. Um, if she wins, she'll also be going to the Arnold. So that should be interesting.
That's awesome.
Coaching my biggest op, you know. um, but I mean, I don't like coaching people when I feel like I'm not knowledgeable enough in what they're doing. She's my first strongman client. When she asked me to coach her, I asked her if she had a meet in mind, and I looked at the events. And if there was an event that I haven't done, I would have been like, no, I'm not coaching you.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you have coaches that, you know, everyone's a powerlifting coach. They do one meet, they're a powerlifting coach.
Oh
Like,
God. Don't even get me started
you
on
know what I
that
mean?
shit.
Don't even get me started. That could be a
I'm
whole nother podcast.
No, seriously, don't even get me started on that, man. Like, but go ahead. I'm not trying to interrupt you.
That's just how I feel like taking on clients. Like, I've told people no before, or like, I don't feel comfortable coaching you. I don't just take on anybody. I don't waste your time, waste your money. That's not what I'm trying to do. Like, if I feel like I can't get you where you want to go in a decent amount of time, then I'll be like, hey, you should try this person, you know?
Yeah, I think I think that shows a ton of maturity and like I've run into those situations too with Daybreak where somebody wants me to print stuff and I'm just like that's just not what we do or we don't really know how to do that kind of style or that kind of printing and so instead of taking it and trying to like fake my way through it I'm just like no like these people there's this shop in Kansas City they do like really advanced kind of printing and I'm always just like go to them like they can do that for sure like so but I think that takes a lot of maturity from you to say like instead because so many people would just like try to fake it right they'd fake it till they make it or whatever and then
Right.
they end up hurting people or setting people back and not actually even like
Yeah.
helping the person so I mean
Yeah.
yeah um so cool it sounds like we've covered like a lot of like w- things that have like brought us up to kind of where we're at now and um, do you have like are you pretty good with your clients at like seeing like, hey, I think this person might it really enjoy bodybuilding or this person might really enjoy powerlifting or do you kind of like push people or not push, we'll say nudge people in like a certain direction or do you kind of like let them say like, hey, I actually want to try powerlifting or how does that work with your clients?
So my clients vary from, general fitness, like weight loss, powerlifting. I've had a few bodybuilding clients, now strongman. Um, I think with the fact that I go from different sports all the time, it kind of gives my clients the opportunity or like to just whatever they want to do, just do it.
Yeah.
I will recommend that. Like, I'll be like, hey, you're really strong. You'd probably be good at powerlifting, or like you can move around pretty good. You should do strongman. Like I'll throw it in, like, I'll give them the options, but I don't force them to like do anything. Like my
Yeah.
one client, we did 2 powerlifting meets. When she first started with me, she was weight loss. And then I was a bodybuilder at the time, so she thought about that. And then I switched over to powerlifting, and she saw me powerlifting and being strong, and so then she's like, "Oh, I want to do that." And then she did her first meet, fell in love with it, did another one, and now she's like, "I want to take a break. I want to do bodybuilding." So
Yeah.
it's
And
whatever the
like,
client wants.
yeah, totally. And I'm sure you'll agree with me, but I really feel like, in my opinion, training as a power lifter for, a little while or a few years, like really sets you up well to transition to like bodybuilding, because if you've gained weight and you've trained the right way, you've probably built a pretty solid foundation of muscle that you can take over to power lift or to bodybuilding. Would you agree with that? Or
Oh, I would definitely agree because for me personally, like people will make comments about my legs or my glutes. And like I don't do full on quad days or like glute days. And well, in my off season, I'll hit them, But like
yeah.
you really get the muscle density of a bodybuilder like by powerlifting is a great way to get it.
Yeah, I mean you look at like guys like Ronnie Coleman, who's like probably the best ever, and that guy trained like a power lifter a lot. And like, that guy,
Yeah.
that's how I feel like really training like a not only does training like a power lifter make you like naturally really anabolic, it also just like builds muscle on top of muscle on top of muscle if you're training the right way, if you're training with enough volume, if you're training with enough volume and stuff like that. If you're doing a lot of like low rep, low volume kind of work, yeah, you're probably not going to build that much muscle. But yeah, I think I've always thought about that. Like you see these young kids that want to be bodybuilders, and it's like, bro, you need to gain like 20 or 30 pounds and like get bigger first, and then
Yeah.
like get into bodybuilding and stuff. Take some time to like build some like quality muscle throughout your entire body before you start trying to get shredded. At least that's just my opinion. I don't know. Other people might
No, I
disagree.
agree. Because people don't realize like when you're cutting that much weight to get on stage, like your muscles aren't as big as you think they are. Not even
Yeah,
trying to
for
be mean, but
sure.
like that's
No, it's the
you
truth.
lose all that. Yeah, because people get cut and get real lean, and it's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, totally. Like, so I guess this is a question I actually just thought about just a minute ago. So as far as like diet is concerned, what do you have any kind of like baseline strategies and philosophies for diet, or is that something that's like totally different for different people?
Um, I mean, it depends on the client.
Yeah.
Depends what they're training for. Um, I don't know. What I've come across is people don't eat enough and their protein is never high enough. Their water intake is always low. That's majority of people that come in. So there are like certain methods of like where people should be, like maintenance calories, things like that. But a lot of times people are under eating so much. If you were to start them at their maintenance, they're just going to gain a shit ton of weight right off the bat because they're under eating. So something I learned from bodybuilding is reverse dieting. So starting them lower and increasing it slowly to their maintenance and then go from there. There's just different methods. And then obviously power lifters or strongmen, you know, you got to eat a lot.
Yeah.
But also depends like what you're eating because people have that idea that strongmen and powerlifters they eat like garbage, but I mean not all of us do, you know.
Well, you really, you really can't because you're going to eat like if you eat a bunch of garbage, you're not going to recover well, right? You can go to McDonald's and eat
Right.
you can go to McDonald's and eat 2,000 calories, but it's 2,000 calories of fat and sugar and a little bit of protein, and you're going to feel awful. You're not going to recover. You're not going to get stronger. So, yeah, you have to eat a lot of, you got to eat a lot of red meat. You got to eat a lot of, like, just, trying to really bulk up and get a lot stronger on grilled chicken and rice. Yeah, that might help some people, but most people need like higher calorie dense foods and stuff. And yeah, I think that's probably, I would imagine as a personal trainer, that's got to be really hard, the diet thing, because it's like you can have someone in the gym with you and you can kind of guide them through a workout, but you're not at home with them in the kitchen. You're not with them at the grocery store. You know what I mean? So it's like, you're kind of
Right.
like, and I'm sure that's a big issue that you run into a lot where it's like, maybe someone's not making progress or someone's not recovering well. And it's like, and you probably know in your head this is a diet issue, and there's only so much you can do to improve someone's diet. Like they have to do it themselves.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a thing.
Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah. So like, I would say like right now, what are some of like the biggest like day to day challenges that you're facing right now? Is there like anything in particular that you're struggling with or working through?
Like as far as coaching or me personally, like my lifting or just
Yeah, I would say, yeah, like what's like some coaching struggles that you're dealing with right now, and then maybe just like a personal thing, like as far as your own lifting and training, if there's any like challenges that you're facing right now.
um so me personally with my lifting, I would say my back, like I always say, very sus, very sus. But I'm doing a lot more mobility stuff, like weighted mobility, kettlebell stuff, stuff that I've never done. Um, with, because a lot of times it's smaller muscles that are causing the bigger injuries for me. Muscles that I
Okay.
don't work, like I don't know, just like my hips. Like, do I do anything to strengthen my hips? No. I'll squat 400 pounds, but
Yeah.
that's not helping me. And then like my back, my QL, like things like that. So I'm starting to incorporate that more because stuff like that I think is what's holding me back right now. But work wise, it's been kind of busy because we'll talk about this later. But um my business partner and I are opening or launching a new business that's similar to what I already do. So we've been working on getting that together, like making content, um, just getting other coaches on board with that. So it's just been a lot. Um, my clients, I don't really, a lot of them are in off season right now. So I've won the one that's doing the strongman competition in Florida. Um, really excited for that because that's my first strongman client. But other than that, I feel like everyone's just kind of chilling, you know?
Nice. Yeah. Well, that sounds good. It sounds like, basic like day-to-day stuff, nothing too crazy. What would you say if you had any like if you what was if you ever had a moment with a client where you feel like you screwed up as a coach and like do you have any like like mess up stories or anything funny that you want to talk about in that regard?
Mm, I mean, I feel like at powerlifting meets, you know, like when your clients just completely forget everything that you taught them,
Yeah.
and then you're just standing there like,
Like,
and
why
then
did
I'm
you just
like,
do
oh
that?
my God, everyone's gonna think everyone's gonna think I'm an idiot. Like,
Oh my God.
so just stuff like that, which, you know, we laugh about after, which, because I mean, I've done that before where like I go compete and then I go on the platform and I do something that I've never done before, but I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
saw this somewhere, like it's completely mess up the lift. And my coach is like, what did you just do?
Yeah,
So I mean, stuff like that.
yeah, it's funny you say that because, I've done a few powerlifting meets, and something I kind of tell like new people is like, if you can just show up to the meet on time and like do and like not bomb out of the meet, then that's probably like a successful meet for you. And like just try to like do the right stuff on the platform and follow the commands, and then because it's just so nerve wracking. God, meets are like the most stressful to me. They're super stressful, and like I don't know. I'm in a singlet. It's like really tight in places. I wish it wasn't so tight, and people are staring at me.
Yeah,
And it's just like, yeah, it's just
literally
an
staring right
awkward.
at you.
Yeah, it. Yeah, so and I used to play music too, and um, I've stepped on a stage before and it's like completely like forgot what I was supposed to do, and I don't really know what that's all about. Why our brains just decide to like screw us over in like the worst possible times, but it's understandable. And I could see being a coach, you're kind of just like, geez, like why did you just do that? And we've talked about this for yeah, we've
Yeah.
talked about this for 3 months. But
Yeah, I actually get more nervous coaching than competing.
oh, okay.
Like even when my son did that deadlift competition for
Yeah.
fun, like it didn't count for anything. I was calling out his attempts and I was like shaking. I was so nervous and I'm like, oh,
Oh,
I don't know why.
you did a great
Yeah.
job.
Thank you. But that's how I am
Yeah.
with my clients too. Because I guess with me, if I do something, I could obviously tell myself, "Oh, that was really heavy," or "That wasn't." Like, sometimes with your clients, it'll look slow, but then they'll tell you like, "Oh, that didn't feel heavy," but it's, like, slow as fuck. Am I allowed to
Yeah.
cuss? Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And
so,
yeah,
like,
when
your lie and say it was light when it was heavy just because they wanna go heavier, you know?
yeah.
So, it gets a little I get a little nervous out there.
What's your favorite lift that you've ever done at a meet? Like what
Like a
like your
like
best
strong
deadlift or
lift.
your yeah, like you like do you have like an attempt that sticks out in your mind?
Um, I guess my deadlift, maybe. I feel like that's well, yeah, probably my deadlift. My last powerlifting meet at the Power Surge in Chicago, um, I pulled 512 for my second attempt. My third was 523. And yeah, I missed it. I started peeing all over the platform. And that was my first time I ever peed on the platform, and it was streamed live, and I was like, "Fuck."
Again, yeah, just like
But
worst possible time for that to happen. Yeah.
yeah,
Those are some serious
luckily you couldn't
numbers.
see it because my family was in the front row.
Yeah, that has to feel cool when you go to like a meet that's pretty far away and you just like do some really cool stuff, like hit some like really huge lifts or like win the meet, like like those videos of Danny Masenchak when he squatted like what was it like 954 in Miami, like that just had to feel like
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was pretty cool to be in the same meet as, John Hack.
that dude is just
So I was like, "Cool." I was in the same
that.
highlight clip as him, and I was like,
Oh,
"Alright."
that's sick. Yeah, that's awesome. I think
But
my favorite lift ever. was, I think at like my second meet, on my second squat attempt, I like accidentally paused 407. Like something happened, like I like misgrooved it, or like got nervous or something, and I just like accidentally paused 407 in the hole and then like finished it for three white lights. And I just like came off the stage, and my mom was like asking me why I paused it. And it was cool because I'm like, well, at least now I can say I paused 407 and finished the lift. But I think it's cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool sport because you have like those moments that you look back on that were like, you know, cool. And it's like I'm super blessed now that, I'm with Anna and I get to go to her meets and watch her crush it too. And like her last meet, I was just like so fired up, and we did such a good job together at picking numbers, and like just special memories. It's stuff like that we're gonna remember forever. It's just, and you're like watching your son do the deadlift meet, like you're gonna remember that for the rest of your life. That's like, and that's something that no one can ever take
Yeah.
away from you. So
I- Yeah, I agree.
tell us about this new venture, this new thing that you were talking about. Tell us about it.
Okay. So, as you already said, my first or one of my businesses, my main one, Peachy Queen. Um, like I said, it kind of covers a variety of clients. So we wanted something that is more specific on something, like, so people aren't confused, like, what do you do? What do you coach? Because right now, like, it's like, oh, you just do everything, whatever. So now Peachy Queen is just going to be general fitness and nutrition, and then the body sculpting and laser lipo. So that's what that's going to be. And now the new business is called Full Send Powerlifting. So obviously with the name, it's going to specialize with powerlifting, and going to have some strongman in there too. But the main focus is powerlifting for now, but we do want to get some clients in there. Um, I'm opening that with my client and my friend Megan. She she's a very well-known photographer, Lady Luck Studio. She's shot the cover of Cleveland magazine a few times. She shoots for Swenson's, Tombstone Pizza, Milkbone,
Oh,
all of that.
Milkbone.
So she's like the marketing and creative side of the business, and I'm more of like
Sweet.
coaching and things like that. But the difference is with this, it's not just going to be me as a coach. It's going to be a team of coaches all under Full Send. So we chose to do it that way because, like I was telling you, there's so many different ways to coach a client. Um, People look for certain things in coaches that I might not have. Um, I never said I'm like the best coach out there because I'm not. And people just look for certain things, and you coach people certain ways. So there's different methods of coaching people. So we feel like if you have a variety of coaches that all coach different ways, male, female, um, you have options. So we kind of want to have like a team of people showing up to meets, or like if they're out of town and like, oh, my coach can't come, but there's going to be this coach there from the team.
Yeah.
So we just do that.
Yeah, that's cool. So like, do you feel like, as like the business owner, what kind of things are you gonna focus on to try to keep people on the same page as far as, or is there like certain like training philosophies and training styles that you're gonna kind of implement with all the coaches to kind of like keep that like continuity or whatever?
So we kind of want to get coaches that are experienced, knowledgeable, that kind of already have an established way of coaching. So it's not like you're fresh, new, you don't know what you're doing type thing. Um, I mean, obviously there's going to be like a standard of what we're looking for in a coach. Um, but it's nothing like you need to coach like this, you need to program like this. It's not going to be like that. Um, yeah, I just lost my thought process with that
Oh
one.
no, you're good.
But
No, you answered the question, so that's all I was wondering. Like, yeah, no, it's
yeah,
cool. Yeah, I was just wondering if like that you were gonna since you're all kind of like a collective together, if there was gonna be like kind of like a general like coaching philosophy that you guys were all gonna follow. And but again, like that's another one of those things that just kind of depends like on the client, right? Because all clients, every client needs something
yeah,
different, you know. So that's cool.
yeah.
When do you, is that something you're kind of like almost ready to launch, or is it gonna, are you still working? It's gonna take you like some more time.
Um, we're probably gonna launch this week. We
Oh,
just
nice.
had all of the logos designed, and we're gonna do like some merch too. We want to do like gym stuff like shirts, tank tops, crop tops, beanies. All the coaches, we kind of want to get like zip up jackets with like embroidery on it. We're gonna be posting up. We already got in contact with Third Attempt Powerlifting. We're gonna be setting up booths at different local meets, um, having the merch there, offering coaching. Yeah, we just have a lot of ideas between Megan and I about what we want to do. So now we just gotta execute them all.
Yeah. Well, hey,
So
that's cool. And, I know a guy that can help with merch if you ever need help with merch. But, I know you sell
you know what,
clothing.
Kitty?
What's that?
Said I know one too.
Oh, yeah. So tell me about like the Peachy Queen clothing stuff. Like, when did you kind of start working on all that?
So I also have an Etsy store where I make clothes. Um, Similar to what you do. I do DTF, vinyl, sublimation, things like that. So with all my companies that I've had before, or my other one now, whatever, I've always done like made to order type things. We
Yeah.
talked about this before. But I think with this new one, I don't really want to add more work to my plate with this because I have a lot going on
Yeah.
between everything. So yeah, I mean, like this, I made this, you know,
Yeah.
the stuff that I had. We had a Peachy Queen photo shoot about a year ago. So people from the gym were my models. And then on my website, I use people from the gym pictures in clothes. So I kind of wanted to get other people involved in it. So it wasn't just like a random person wearing the shirt. It's like, oh, I know that person. They go to the gym, things like that. Or like, that's my client modeling my stuff.
I'm just like sitting here and I'm like so proud of you and proud of my girlfriend Anna, and I'm just proud of all my friends like just like doing cool stuff, like starting businesses and running businesses and struggling and figuring it out. And like it's just like, and again, it's like I feel like that's like the culture at OSI. There's like a culture of like tough people that try and start. Like, I know a kid there that I don't think anyone really knows, and he did start this like really ambitious business, and it was going good for a little while. But it's like, it's just cool to be around like people that are doing stuff. It's like shooting for the stars. So I just give you a lot of credit. You know what I mean? I give you and all my friends and my beautiful girlfriend like so much credit for like trying to do stuff and trying to start businesses. And like it's just cool. I don't know, it's like my little mini rant there for a second. But so I wanted to ask one question. I wanted to ask you is
Thank you.
like, what, I'm sorry, what did you say?
But No, what were we? I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought I cut you off. That's my fault. Yeah. One question I did want to ask you is kind of probably a loaded question, but like what's it like being a mom?
Uh, 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 I mean, I love it. I mean, I didn't start like you were just saying, like being an entrepreneur. Like I didn't have any of this in mind before I had a kid. And then being a stay-at-home mom, I was like, okay, well, I'm kind of limited with what I could do. So, I mean, being a mom is a major reason why I'm where I am today. Um, I mean, that's a very, very broad question.
I know. So I
But
put you on the spot.
I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot of work, being a mom. Now that he's 6, he's wrestling, he does BJJ, he goes to the gym with me. So being a business owner, you are the only person that could work, so it's just a lot of balancing stuff. And I don't know, still trying to keep time for myself, which is where the gym comes in for me. That's kind of like my time is that it probably doesn't need to be 4 hours a day, but you know what I mean? So I don't
Yeah.
know, it's just a lot, but I love doing it. Um, I like that my kid is very into what I do, and I feel like with new business full like, I kind of want to have something to pass on to him,
Yeah.
and I don't think he's gonna want Peachy Queen. So, because he told me that he wants to be in the Olympics. So I feel like he's probably gonna continue to lift with me, lift heavier as he gets older. So yeah, yeah, something I pass on to him.
Yeah, I think that's he's got good genes, you know, he's got good athletic genes and um from his strong mom and see I saw like the wrestling pictures and yeah, like what better sport to get a kid into? Like wrestling is just awesome. It's you make him stronger, make him more fit. I mean, those kids, those wrestlers, those kids are tough as nails. So I think that's really cool. Um, what I think we just about covered like most everything that I had. I do have some fun questions for you, some would you rather's. But was there anything else that you were thinking that we didn't talk about that you wanted to talk about?
Um, no.
No. Hey, no, it's cool. I think we covered a lot and like I basically asked you everything that I wanted to ask to kind of get to know you a little bit better and I learned a lot about your athletic background and that was like a big thing I was wondering because I was like I kind of felt like you played sports growing up and whatnot um and I think like what you're doing is awesome and like just kind of keep on keeping on and so I have some fun questions. These are like would you rather's um or what do you like better. So the first one is squat training. I think I already know the answer to this. Squat training or deadlift training?
Oh, that's hard.
See, I thought it would be deadlift.
Um, I think I would choose deadlift just because I feel like squatting takes a lot more to set up and get ready.
hmm
I don't know.
Yeah,
And
you
I feel
got to
like squatting is harder.
yeah, I would
Yeah,
agree
the
with
knee
that.
sleeves alone takes about 20. Oh.
Now, as far as a lift, the standing barbell overhead press or bench press, which is better? Or which one do you like more?
It's
How about
so
that?
hard. I like both.
Yeah, it's hard.
Um, Probably overhead pressing because not as many people do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say like as far as actually like which lift do I like doing more, I would say the overhead press because it's more. I think it's more fun. You're standing up. You feel really cool pressing heavy weights over your head. And but as far as like building overall
Yeah.
upper body strength, the bench is probably just edges it out a little bit. But now, what is your favorite bench press variant to train for you personally, not for your clients?
I like pin press.
Okay, that's interesting because I hate pin press and I never do it.
I love it. It's just really annoying to set up, but once you get going, I like it.
What about floor press? Do you train a lot of floor press?
I do. It was either pin press or floor press.
I'm a
Pin press, I
huge.
mean, floor press is obviously way easy. What?
I was just saying I'm a huge fan of the floor press.
Yeah. No, I like it too.
The floor press is like one exercise that I will do with chains. Put chains on either end just because it's already close to the ground and it's easy. It's easy to set up and it feels pretty cool. It's cool. It's because they're like wobbling and it's like I feel like I'm working harder to stabilize the weight.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of chains. I've been That's another thing, like my coaching style. I will have you use chains. A lot of coaches don't, but squatting, benching, yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever deadlift with chains? And if so, like how do you actually set them up on the bar without the plates landing on them?
I actually have never deadlifted with chains. I For deadlifts, I usually use bands. I like banded
Gotcha.
deadlifts. Um, but yeah, never I haven't maybe I'll try it. I don't know. I haven't tried it, so okay.
Well, just be careful because the last two times I've deadlifted with chains, the plates landed on the chains and then the bar like almost broke my ankle, like smashed into my leg. So if you do do it, try and get the
Oh.
chains as yeah, you got to get the chains as far away from the plates as you can. So you have to put them like out at the end of the bar. I don't know. That's yeah, it's not fun, but it's cool to do the lift, but like
Yeah.
it's hard to not land on the chains. All right. Coffee in the okay, like you wake up in the morning, you got bad sleep the night before. Are you getting a coffee or an energy drink?
Mm, energy drink.
Yeah, I would have to. It kind of depends. If it depends what coffee. Like if it's like some good cold brew from like a place that has good cold brew, it's I'm probably gonna lean cold brew. But usually, I mean, I buy Monster by the case and leave it in the fridge, so it's almost always energy drink first thing in the morning. But yeah, so I think we had a really good episode. I want to just thank you for doing. I know this was kind of last minute. I kind of asked you to come on, so I appreciate you being able to hop on last minute. And I think we had a really good conversation, and I wanted to give you an opportunity really quick just to like plug your socials or plug anything you want to plug right now.
Okay. So just say my social medias.
Oh yeah, just plug your social medias and or any and yeah, just like plug anything you feel like plugging.
Um,
So
my
I'm sorry.
personal page. What?
No, I'm just like sorry. I'm so awkward. I apologize.
It's okay. Um, my personal page, Amanda Wakut Fitness. and then Peachy Queen Fitness, and then Full Send Powerlifting.
Sweet. Yeah. Full Send launching this week. We'll have,
Full Send.
we'll have, yeah, anyone watching this on YouTube, you're going to have all those links in the description, of course. So if you are watching on YouTube, go ahead. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and you can find all of Amanda's links are going to be in the YouTube description. So I wanted to thank everyone for listening. Thank Amanda one last time. I really appreciate you coming on last minute. Thought it was a great conversation.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, and we'll see you lifting more weight than me at the gym sometime soon.
See ya.
See ya later.